One, MetLife Stadium Drive, one of the two NFL stadiums shared by two teams. But we're not here to talk about that or that team across the hall. Keith Ippolito and John Rad are only here to talk about the true football giants. We talk Giants football and wherever else the conversation may take us. So deal with it. This is the Shared Stadium Podcast.
Quarterback play. At this point in time, I'm starting to think that Ippolito could be a quarterback in the NFL. Things look pretty bad. And down the hall, just glad that they're still stupid. Welcome in the strip.
That's a great entry.
I'm sorry. Welcome into the Shared Stadium Podcast. I'm John Rad, along with my teammate Keith Ippolito. We call it the Shared Stadium Podcast because we're Giants fans. We share the stadiums with the New York Jets, which at the time that we're recording this, they are currently losing to the Buffalo Bills 20-17 in the third quarter. And we're going to talk about them for a little bit because we like to talk about stupid people. And
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
But before we get into all of that, life has been lifing for a little bit. I told you guys a few weeks back, Keith went over to the south of France to vacation, and he came back with some sort of weird disease. So, Keith, how you feeling, brother?
I'm much better. Everything is all out of me. I'm all clean. Doctors cleared me. I'm ready to go, man.
So Keith went to the doctor and got a shot in a part of your anatomy where men shouldn't get shot, but he had to. So we're not going to ask him what he did there on the south of France. That's his business.
Jesus.
If y'all want to DM him,
Hey, that's a HIPAA violation, John.
I'm not a doctor. I'm not a licensed doctor. So
Jesus.
I am not a licensed doctor. So
Yeah.
Well, you gonna take my medicine license? Knock yourself out.
Yeah.
Anyway, Giants. They lost to the Bengals this week, 17-7. Overall, the game was horrible, but I gotta give some glimpse of light. Even though with a loss of 17-7, the defense looked okay. You can see sparks of the defense slowly starting to come together. That's the positive I have to take out of it because, at this point in time, we're in the bottom of the NFC East. So that's what I got to take out of it, is the defense looks like it's coming together.
Yeah, man. Honestly, that defense they're honestly the fun to watch, and the pass rush too. The pass rush is really fun to watch. And the best thing is, or at least the glimmer of hope or exciting thing about watching that Bengals game. Because I know the Bengals are 2-4 now, but they were 1-4 going into the game. It's still Joe Burrows. I know he's banged up and got a little hand injury or whatever, but you hold that offense to basically 10 points. I don't want to count the 17 because that was garbage time, touchdown basically. But that's you hold your opposing team to 10 points. So it's like your offense should win the game, and not to mention the fact that how good our defense looked without Kayvon Thibodeau. Freaking Aziz Ojulari, man. God, I think the stat I saw going around is like they had like 14, 15 pressures, and Aziz had like 5 or 6, and Burns had 5 or I think they had like 11 or 12 of them. Ojulari and Burns played lights out football last night, and I'm not gonna say it's the reason we lost the game because we lost the game because of so many other reasons, but that play at the end of the game, that long 3rd down and 18. It was a couple reasons. That the no call on Burns, I thought that was a holding, so we got screwed there. And I don't know about you. I also, I went back and rewatched the game too. 3rd and 18. I'm not. Overall, I like our defensive coordinator and Shane Bowen, but 3rd and 18, we were in man coverage on that play. Like that was just stupid to me. What? No?
The cornerbacks, Banks,
Yeah,
Dante
yeah,
Banks, they were doing pretty well. Here's the problem, and this is why I know a lot of people will look and say, "Yeah, you gave up 17 points." Defense was on the field way too long. That was
yeah.
the problem. They were worn down, and I don't agree with the coverage. I agree with giving the confidence to the defense of like, hey, you guys are stepping up. Like right now, you're
Yeah,
doing
yeah, yeah.
what we need. We're at week 6. We're getting what we need. They were burnt out. But one more piece that I'll throw in there that I hate to say this again. The fact of the matter is, we're going to talk about somebody else that I'll say kind of cost us the game. That damn kicker. You missed 2 easy field
Yeah.
goals.
Yep.
And I know everybody's looking at it in the ground. Oh, it's the kicker. It's the kicker. It's the kicker.
Yep.
He missed 2 easy field goals. He had no pressure coming on him. They literally swerved. This is the second game that we lost because of a kicker. Like,
yeah. And obviously, I mean, you can tell it, obviously. Well, Dable said going into the game he was going to be aggressive. I mean, that was clearly apparent because he went through he went through it on 4th down.
Yeah. And
3, 4, 5, whatever it was. But obviously, when you have your kicker basically two missed field goals like that. So I'm not going to knock him on. I kind of actually like the aggressive play calling, if I'm being honest.
No, I didn't mind the play calling. I just hate the fact that, once again, we lose a game because of a kicker. And I get it. I know somebody will say, well, if your game is based on a kicker, then your team sucks. Well, our team sucks. So, sorry.
Yeah,
but also
much.
on the flip side of that, I look at how many games Harrison Butker has won for the Kansas City Chiefs. So I'm like, you can go both sides of the coin with this. But at that point, when you have a quarterback, and let's just go ahead and talk about it, that Danny Dimebag that he threw, that interception.
Dude, it's I don't get. I'm at a loss for words. Where he 6 years in the league, like that's not even a throw you make 2 years into. Like I don't understand it. I really don't.
And a league that's designed to protect you as well. Like it'd be different if this was the old school where you you could have thrown it away, live to play another down. You threw it away like that. That's a bad look. And I guess I can say I am a man of my word. When I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Here we are. We're going into week 7. And I'm still looking at Daniel Jones. And I know everybody will say, who's the better option? Drew Lock, Danny DeVito. Give me something. Because I'm still seeing the exact same Daniel Jones.
Yeah, here, I'd be crazy to say it. I mean, this is Daniel Jones last year as a quarterback of the Giants. I fully admit that. But the only thing I'll say is, I know what Drew Lock is. I know what Tommy Cutlets is. Like, if I'm being 100% honest, like, unless we just want to go ahead and tank the season, Daniel Jones does give us the best chance to win games right now. That, at least from my perspective. But, I mean, that could entirely change. If we lose to the Eagles this weekend, our football season's over before Halloween. I mean, I'm just being real.
Here's where I got to disagree with you. We don't know what Drew Lock is. We saw Drew Lock go to he was drafted by the Denver Broncos. He went to a okay Broncos team. Broncos traded him to Seattle for Russell Wilson. At the time, sounded like a smart thing to do. Russell Wilson he's been in the Super Bowl twice, 1-time Super Bowl champion. Technically should be 2, not his fault. It was partially his fault because he should have audibled out of it. So we don't know what he is yet. And granted, he hasn't played a lot of games in Denver because he was injured. So we don't know what we have. We don't know what the kid is yet. He's gotten a chance to sit, rest up. We do know what Danny DeVito is. And to that point,
Danny DeVito. I'm always going to laugh at that.
I'm always going to call him that. I know it's disrespectful, not the man's name, but we know what he is.
Sorry, I'm always going to laugh.
It's fine. We know what he is. So I mean, I guess I'd say to some point, and I guess if I got to look at, and we'll get to see them up close very soon, if you got to go and look at the Pittsburgh Steelers, where they picked up Justin Fields and they got Russell Wilson, and everybody looked at them like they were crazy, and now here they are, what are they, 4-2 behind Justin Fields?
Yeah, give or take. Yeah, 4-2. I think so. Yeah.
So it's one of those scenarios that I got to look at them. Yeah, 4-2, tied for first in the AFC North. I got to look at, are they crazy? Can we go and find, I remember we always talk about, we're here in Atlanta. People laughed at Atlanta because they were like, well, you got Kirk Cousins and Penix. Who's the quarterback? If you got two good options, I don't feel like we have one right now. I said we start a GoFundMe. We get you some equipment. We get you a jersey. We get you on a flight. We get you up to New York. Let's see what we can do.
Well, I mean, that would be quite the sight. A 5'7" a quarterback behind center. I don't know. Are you buying me my family a life insurance policy when I get killed after the first play?
Kyler Murray's only 5'10". He's only 3 inches taller than you. Okay,
It's 5'10". I feel like
5.
even that's generous.
He's 5. Exactly. Kyler Murray. You and Kyler Murray might be the same.
We might be.
I mean, as of right now, can I just be honest? And we always like to play this game going down the roster. I only see one more win, and that's against the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah, do I expect us to beat the Eagles this weekend? No, I don't. But I think the Eagles are a very beatable team. I mean, they're a they're not a great football team. And yet Sirianni yesterday, I mean, the fan base hates him. I mean, look at him, like, running his mouth at the fans after the game against the Browns the other day. Like, this guy is such a douche. But I mean, again, do I expect us to win against the Eagles? No, I don't. But I think the Eagles are a very beatable team. Absolutely.
I look at the Eagles, Saquon Barkley coming back to New York. I always say a chip on your shoulder will get you 2 touchdowns. I think Saquon Barkley still has that chip on his shoulder. The Steelers.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised if he came in and just lit us up. That would not surprise me at all.
And you're right. They are beatable, but I don't feel like we can put up enough. I mean, the most points.
Well, I saw the other thing before we got on the podcast. They're missing their stud left tackle, Mayada, or however he pronounces his last name.
But also in the same vein of that, what's his name? Our right offensive tackle, Jermaine.
Oh, Jermaine Luminor. Yeah.
He got beat down.
Yeah.
The Bengals defensive tackle. So he got exposed, and that's what concerns me is if you start to overload that defense a little bit more with that linebacker core Philadelphia has, you put Jordan Davis in the middle, who's just going to be a big body. We don't have a stud running back, and that is no disrespect. Singletary's out. Tyrone Tracy Jr. and Eric Gray. That defense is
sure. I like what's his face, Tracy. I think he's done a fairly decent job so far. If I'm being honest, I mean, my biggest concern now, especially, I believe Andrew Thomas is banged up now too. Yep. But I know going in after I read Brian Burns was definitely limping, and he was banged up after the game last night. So, I could see how this goes wrong so many ways just because it's the Giants, and we're not a good football team right now, and it's Philly. They always find a way to stick it to us. So, exactly.
They don't just beat us; they embarrass us.
Exactly.
And I mean, just to run down the schedule real quick before we move on, we got the Eagles 2 more times. After this next round of the Eagles, we go to Pittsburgh. Washington comes to us. Keep in mind, Washington's top in the division.
Jaden Daniels looks really really good.
Looks like rookie of the year, offensive
Yeah,
rookie of the year.
yeah.
We go to Carolina, Tampa Bay. Baker Mayfield looks like he might get comeback player of the year. I mean,
Yeah,
is
he's really found a home in Tampa for sure.
I mean, I guess I'll take some hope considering the way the Cowboys got shellacked by the Lions.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
we're not as good as the Lions, but I'll take some hope that we can take the Lions.
We'll see, and that's the, especially, going into this game, that false, sense
of security.
Yeah, I guess so. But just like, hey, going into this game, hey man, if we win this game, like, we're in this, because that's the most frustrating thing for me. It's not like I expect us to win a Super Bowl or do anything like that, but the NFC East is so bad.
So winnable.
Like, it's terrible. It's so winnable. Winnable.
And it's one of those moments like right now, as I'm looking up the stats, if you are in the NFC North, you're infuriated because if you look at it, the NFC North, every team is above 500. You got the bottom two teams, the Bears and the Packers at 4-2. You look at the NFC East, the only team above 500 is the Commanders.
Yeah, I know. It's bizarre.
Every other team is below 500.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
So, it's concerning, but also at the same time, and we said it early on, I didn't have high expectations for this year. At this point in time, I almost want to start hearing the rumors of moves that are going to happen. So I'll feel a little bit better knowing, okay, we're going to tank.
I mean,
keep neighbors healthy.
Yeah. Well, so that was one thing that that stood out the most after watching the game yesterday is that we definitely missed him yesterday. I think if we had neighbors in that game, we maybe win that game because there was so many different things that happened offensively. Like they just couldn't get anything. I mean, mostly on the quarterback, but it wasn't just him. I mean, at wide receiver, it's a lot. It's a lot of things, man. It's a lot. The offense is just brutal in general.
Coming up in a few minutes, I got a proposed deal. Would you be open to it? I'm gonna put together a deal to see what you would give up for it. But before we get to that, let's talk about the team down the hall. They're playing right now. The score is 20-20. Let's talk about irony. Irony is that if they win tonight, they're tied for first in the AFC East, and they just fired their head coach.
Oh yeah.
How can that be possible?
The Jets are gonna Jets. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to explain that, man. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend to think that, I thought Robert Saleh was, a fantastic NFL head coach. I think he's a great defensive coordinator. Would he probably been fired at the end of this season? Yeah, realistically, but to make that move mid-season, it's a head scratcher, man. I don't really understand it.
It's a little bit odd. It's a little bit I won't say concerning, but I get that teams want to win because after the loss that the Cowboys had, everybody's starting to call for their head coach's head.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, the Mike McCarthy. The thing that that kind of stood out to me about that whole situation is just basically him, Woody Johnson basically making the move and just shutting his key card off, and that was it. Like,
that's it. You're done.
Really? All right.
You're done.
I mean, I know I had read that there was, some issues, I guess, apparently with him and Rodgers or whatever. I don't know if that stemmed from some of the preseason shenanigans from his Egypt trip and this and that or whatever against, the team across the hallway. It's not my problem. I'm just leading. I enjoy it because as dysfunctional as we are, they still manage to make us look functional, if that's even possible, right, John?
I'm baffled by it. Like, I get it. Okay. If him and Aaron Rodgers had issues, are you expecting Aaron Rodgers to be the future of your franchise for 5 years? He's almost
No.
40 years old. Dude's about to
Yeah.
He's on the back stretch of his career. At this point in time, you bring them both into a room and say, look, figure it out. Aaron, if you
Yeah.
don't like it, you can leave.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I need a coach. It's mind-boggling to me. And I think, unfortunately, like, as I started looking just at the list of coaches, I get the strange feeling we're going to start seeing some of the coaching carousel is going to be short rides for a lot of them. So here's another one I throw out there for you real quick. Jacksonville Jaguars, Doug Peterson.
He's
again. I'd be surprised. That dude flew over on a charter. He is coming commercial.
Honestly, that wouldn't surprise me. And I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I watch a lot of Jags games, but after that game, oh yeah, of course. But as I had NFL Network on and getting before some of the 1 o'clock games, I heard some of his post game, man, and he just sounds like a defeated man. Like it sounds like he already knows the writing's on the wall, and it sounds like it's done. I can't remember the player that they had on there too, and basically that player, I can't draw on a blank on who it was, basically more or less said the locker room is lost or whatever. And as you and I both, like, once that happened, it's the writing's on the wall, man.
On top of that, it's London. You got to remember, a few years back, Shao Kahn, however you say his first name, Kahn, not Tony. That's his son. He's the owner of AEW. But Kahn tried to get the Jaguars moved over there. So which leads me to believe that they have a small fan base over there, and he doesn't. He bought a stadium over there, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe I'd have to look this up afterwards, but I think he might have some sort of ownership interest in either a Premiership team or like a championship team or so. I know he has some. Yes, I don't remember the team off the top of my head, but I thought he had some kind of ownership interest over there.
No, he does. They haven't gotten, even with the renovated stadium that they have down there in Jacksonville, he wasn't getting the money he wanted to move him to London.
Yeah.
Anyway, I say that to say he can't be thrilled about that. And I hope Doug Peterson has gotten himself a first class. One of those nice, like the nice pod you told me you sat in when you went to the south of France, the thing. Pull the door closed.
Yeah. Hey, maybe. Hey.
But here's the thing that I don't want. And I once again, I'll correct myself. Dable's only in his second year.
Third year.
They got him in 22. Hired him in 22. Yes, third year.
Yeah, third year.
Right.
Yeah.
Third year.
Yeah.
He's in his third year. Give him 2 more years. Give him 2 more years.
I don't want to move on from him. I honestly, I want to see him with a legitimate head coach and actually
quarterback.
I mean, you could, yeah.
He is the head coach.
Yeah, sorry, my bad. Yeah, it's been a long football season for us. Yeah, I want to see him with the quarterback. But yesterday in his post game, he said something too that stood out to me too. And I mean, you could kind of already tell that because Shane and Dable, Jones is not their guy. But he said something yesterday that basically made me think that it was in reference to the interception, and it was like, damn, this guy is really ready to move on from this guy, and I can't blame him. The guy is so Jekyll and Hyde. It's like, I wanted to bring this up, but I think you can define Daniel Jones in his home and away splits. You look at those numbers, and I don't know if he is just nervous to play at MetLife Stadium or what, but when you look at what he does and his ways, like his touchdown numbers are almost like double. And more win. Like it's just baffling to me. But you watch, especially the Seahawks game is like, all right, wow, this is like we can work with this. But then you go into this game and you see that interception, and it honestly it brought flashback to the preseason game against the Texans where he threw that one pick. It's like, all right, well, he's back. He's back. Yeah. And that's actually, and nothing would more surprise me this week because he obviously knows he's on the hot seat. I would not be surprised if he put up a performance against the Eagles this week just because he's so Jekyll and Hyde. But that's, again, 6 years in, for me, I know for you too, and probably a significant portion of this fan base, 6 years, I've seen enough, and I'm tired of the inconsistency. It's done. The Daniel Jones experiment is over.
Daniel Jones experiment should have ended about 3 years ago. But that's just me.
Yeah.
Daniel Jones, to me, as of right now, is a long-term backup in the NFL. He's a long-term journeyman that goes around from team to team. He's a backup. I think he's a smart guy, and I don't have anything to confirm this. I say smart. He went to Duke, so I know he has something in the cabeza.
I mean, I would think he's got to have a little something up there to go to Duke. I would imagine.
I think, and here's the problem. You and I, we were talking about this before we started on it. Part of the problem, and I think the NFL. And I'm no expert on unions and contracts, and I'm not.
Yeah.
The NFL and the NFL Players Association have to get together, and the benchmark for quarterbacks, you got to lower that number. Because the play of the quarterback now and what they're getting paid, we talked about it. Deshaun Watson. What Deshaun Watson is making is a disgrace, and he's handicapping the Cleveland Browns, and that's a Cleveland Browns problem.
Yeah.
But and here's the package that I was going.
That locker room has got to be just all sorts of screwed up. I could only imagine. Again, that's a them problem,
and that's where I put this. I propose this to you. I like him, but I'm going to step up early for this one. Hear me out.
Oh God.
I want to put it together, a package deal. Brian Burns, Danny Dimes, Waddell Robinson, trading him for Myles Garrett and a draft pick.
That's interesting.
Imagine Myles Garrett with Nunes Roach, Lawrence, Chapman, and Myles.
That would be.
And
that
Thibodeau?
That would be a hell of a. That would be something. That would be exciting. That's a lot. That's a lot to give up, though.
We ain't got nothing to lose. Now we're back talking about the days of Michael Strahan, Ovi Mahiri, Osi Yamanyura. Now we're talking about that line. Because at this point in time, we're already going to have a high draft pick. Cool. Let's draft a quarterback. At this point in time, give me another draft pick later round. I'll draft another wide receiver. And then if in the later rounds, give me a running back. Which one running back that I hope he falls and hopefully falls to us is I can't think of his name, but he's the running back out of Boise State.
Oh yeah, the kid who's breaking all the crazy records.
Part of the reason why he's breaking the records is they wear blue uniforms on blue turf, so you can't see.
That's a true story.
You can't see a doggone thing. You can't see a thing.
Nope.
But while we're shifting gears here, what a great time to be in New York. Think about it.
Man.
And I mean, let's go big picture with this. The Yankees in the playoffs. If the Giants were worth anything, this would be fun to watch. If the Jets
5-2 in the ninth, by the way, for the Yanks.
If the Jets were worth anything, that'd be fun to watch. NBA preseason has started.
Yep.
And WNBA, the Liberty are in the finals.
That's man. There's a lot happening.
I mean, you talk about that being one.
Just tonight, man. It was actually, if you were in a sports bar in the New York area, you had Jets, Yankees, Mets, and the Rangers played today as well.
Yes.
So I mean, that's a busy day if you're a sports bar in the New York area.
So it was a great. I mean, this is the time of year that you look forward to because it's like, yes, we got all of
Yep.
this going on, and it's fun because even though our team suck, it's fun to be a part of that energy of everything that's going on there. And I hope, obviously it'd be wonderful. Let's just face it. I don't know about you. I'm rooting for a Subway Series. I want another Subway Series.
Yeah, I definitely do. I absolutely in the Dodgers game earlier today. I mean, I'm not a Mets fan, obviously, by any means, but yeah, I definitely want to see a Subway Series. That's great. I maybe not for the rest of the country, but I mean, selfishly, that's what I want. I want to see another Subway Series. I enjoyed the hell out of that one in 2000. It was incredible.
I mean, we had to deal with how many years of parades in New England? How many years? We've had trying for 3 years of parades in Kansas City.
Mm-hmm.
We've had multiple years of basketball parades in Chicago.
Yep.
If you don't like it, stop them.
Yeah. And basically.
That's the long. If you don't like them, stop them.
The last parade down on the Parade of Canyons, what was that, 2011?
Yeah,
for the Giants. And if we're just I know. All right, let's just run through the teams. I know the Mets haven't. I know the Islanders haven't.
No.
The Yankees haven't won since 2009. Giants 11. I know the Jets haven't. And I know the Knicks haven't. I know the Nets haven't. I think it's 2011, man. I mean, I don't know if there's one of the soccer teams or if the WNBA team had a championship in there somewhere, but
it's been a while for them.
Yeah.
Look, I'll take it. I like it. I'm looking. I love the energy of it. And I get it. Atlanta fans, don't be mad at us. Your team's doing very well right now. So I don't want to hear your team's tied for first in the NFC South. Leave us alone. We're trying to find whatever ray of sunshine we can find.
Yeah, exactly. Right yeah. We don't really have many rays of sunshine down for us, John. No, it's a fun time for New York sports right now. It's great, man. I'm excited to see. Especially I see in the Knicks Timberwolves game the other day. I know DiVincenzo had a few choice words with Thibodeau. Looked like he was mouthing something to him the other day. Probably something about that trade or whatever. So
you said this is what happens when they let you.
Yeah.
But now I go the flip side of that. It was the end of the game, and Anthony Edwards, Ant-Man.
Yep.
Somebody yelled from the stands, "Would you ever come to New York?" He said, "Yeah, I'd love to reunite with Cat."
Yeah.
Hi, Anthony Edwards. Let's talk.
Let's baby.
Talk. He wouldn't work in New York. I mean, as much as I'd love to have him there, he'd be exciting. He would. He'd mess up the chemistry of this team. This team, like at some point in time, and I know there's a lot of people listening that would argue this with me. This is Jalen Brunson's team, and
of course.
And I think I think to bring someone like Anthony Edwards in that is going to want to command the ball, I don't think we can do that yet. I think with him, Josh Hart, and Miles, Bridges.
Ant-Man, he's going to obviously, want to be the star. But I mean, honestly, if I'm being honest, I mean, this is Brunson's team, and sorry. If whoever's coming here, I mean, it's Jalen's team, man.
Yeah, no, this is Brunson's team. Go with it. Let him have it, and let's see what we get. And I'm excited. I'm excited for it. Did I tell you I'm not a gambling man? I am not it.
All right.
I'm not saying that tongue in cheek, but we even talked about it. The Knicks to win the championship before the Karl Anthony Towns trade or acquisition,
Yeah.
plus 5,500.
Oh, yeah. What's that number now? It's got to be much lower now, huh?
Plus 600.
Oh, wow.
Look,
God almighty.
I'm not going to lie. And if the feds, if you're listening, I didn't place a bet. I was trying to figure out where to place a bet because I would have put $50 at plus 5,500. And if they would have won the championship, we talked about the payout.
Yeah.
So when I finally found a place that I said, hey, I can place a legal bet, I'll put $50 down. It was like, yeah, but
exactly.
It's plus 600. I was like, what? That's no. I mean, granted, that's still not a bad payout, but I'm like,
no, yeah, it's not a bad payout, but from the plus 5,500, when you were first looking at that, that's insane. I didn't know I figured it would obviously go down. I didn't know it would go down that much. That's kind of wild.
But it shows the effect that if Karl Anthony Towns is healthy, Miles Bridges is healthy. Look, I mean, I'm not afraid of the 76ers, and everybody says, "Oh, they have Paul George." Yeah, yeah, Paul George, good for them. Dude ain't done nothing.
Yeah.
But you still got the Heat.
Well, the team to worry about, I think, for me is the Celtics.
Exactly, that's 100%.
Yeah, I mean, you got to get past the Celtics. And I think we can. I mean, honestly, and I think looking back at the playoff run last year, I think if we have a fully healthy team, we probably beat the Pacers.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
No, you're right. It's the Boston Celtics. I might even say the sleeper might be the Orlando Magic. I think everybody's going to look past the Orlando Magic. And until otherwise proven, Milwaukee is still Milwaukee. You still got Giannis. You still got a very talented team that's there. But I think Orlando could be the sleeper pick. But I like the Knicks. I like what we were going to do there. I was willing to put that bet down. Now I can't make that bet. Now I was kind of excited.
Wait, so you're not in for the plus 600 now, John?
Not really, man.
No,
what was it? I had to.
That would be $300 on a $50 bet.
Yeah, but like at plus 5,500, it was like 17,000. I'm no math man, but there's a big, the difference between 300 and 17,000.
Hey man,
$16,700.
Yeah, hey man, that's a nice vacation.
Exactly. So that's why I was all for. Like, wait a minute,
John. Next thing you might be doing a podcast in the south of France, John.
I'm not. See, I am a married man, so I don't have to deal with those kind of things like you dealt with, kind sir. I didn't have to, worry about my croissant.
My croissant. Oh God, Jesus.
Didn't have to be concerned about my croissant.
Oui.
That was the problem.
Jesus, this podcast has gone off the rail real quick.
It does not take very long for it to happen with us because it's just stuff like this where it falls off the rails very quickly. Much like like I said, the Bills Jets tied at 2020 going into the fourth quarter, and I'm intrigued.
Yeah,
how many more years does Aaron Rodgers have?
Oh, Aaron, God, I'd say maybe 2 at most. I don't know, and I feel I would not be surprised to see him come back next year if he put it. Well, I'll say this: so if in the odd chance or in the crazy scenario that the Jets were to win a Super Bowl this year, I would not be surprised if he were called it a quits this year. But assuming that they don't, I would not be surprised if he tried to give it one more go next year.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Now I'm really intrigued by something.
What are you intrigued by? What are you intrigued by, John? What?
The odds of the Jets winning the Super Bowl.
Oh, what is it? Like plus like 15,000 or something? Okay, yeah, I knew.
And this is
Yeah, I
according
knew
to
it had to be high.
uh,
Yeah.
they have a 0.32% chance of winning the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah, they're not winning the Super Bowl. I
I'm not crazy
in
enough to even put a dollar on that.
No, I wouldn't put a dollar on that. I'm not even crazy enough to say that I think they are. I was hypothetically speaking, like, they have so many other things going on with that team. Is like, I feel, we've heard the last 2 years with that team, how good the defense is, and again, I've been mostly watching the Yankees game tonight, but it seems like from what I've been reading online and just kind of looking at the play log of the game, the Jets are not able to stop the run game again tonight, and elite defenses tend to stop the run game, right, John?
Well, they just got an interception. So,
Oh, they did?
yeah, they just got an interception. But hey, let me throw this out at you. Just a crazy one.
All
Super
right.
Bowl favorite.
Okay.
The Detroit Lions plus 1,000.
I like that a lot, actually. I feel like that's a value bet. Like, honestly,
I do like
the
that
Lions are a great team. Even I know they lost Hutchinson with that awful injury yesterday. That was brutal.
I don't need that visual back in my head. I just got it out of my head.
That was Oh, I know. And they lost another player yesterday too. I can't remember who it was. I thought it was another defensive player. But regardless of that, honestly, the Lions they're well coached. I love Dan Campbell, and I think they're a good team overall. I think they could overcome an injury like that. I mean, we'll see how the rest of the season plays out or whatever, but I think they're a very good team.
No, I like that. And I'm not going to say the side I'm on, but
what's their odds to win the NFC Championship? Like plus 500 something?
Let's find out. If you're a betting website and you'd like to sponsor this podcast, this segment could be brought to you by you, because I'm not much of a gambler, but I'm willing to legally place.
I'll play some wagers on what is it, DraftKings? I know Sleepers is another popular one now. Was it Underdog Fantasy, John? There's a bunch of them out there.
So if you're a sports betting website, or if you're listening to this podcast and you know someone who owns and runs a sports betting website and they just want to sponsor us, we're here for you.
Hey, insert your ad here.
I mean, we will. We'll
take it. We'll take your money. But no, I would imagine that. So if they're plus 1,000 to win the Super Bowl, they got to be around plus 500-ish, give or take, to win the NFC East, which I think that would be a solid bet too. Because NFC East. Let's run through it real quick. All right.
Lions
Bucks,
are plus
Lions
to win the North plus 130, plus 130.
Okay, that makes sense. I mean, they're the best team in that division.
Super Bowl plus 1,000. To win the conference plus 450.
Okay, even less than I thought it would maybe even be plus 500. So are they the favorite to win the NFC Championship then?
No, it looks like it's still Minnesota.
Okay, yeah. Well, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
Another one that's a sleeper that I'd be willing to be crazy about: Chicago Bears plus 1,200 to win the NFC North.
Okay.
Caleb Williams hasn't been playing great, but
he's played I would say he's been. He's played like a rookie. I would say he's played enough to not, I guess, lose the games thus far or whatever. Like,
Daniel Jones.
You hit the nail.
Daniel Jones.
Yes.
Head cough.
The Bears, I could see them, possibly sneaking in there to win that division. I mean, it's definitely possible. I mean, trying to think of other NFC teams.
Plus 750 for the Eagles to win the NFC Championship.
I don't know. I don't. I think there's so many other teams that are better than them and better coach.
If they get, is that right? If they were to get healthy, I'd take it. But I also like San Francisco 49ers plus 700 to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
If
yeah. I
they were
mean,
to
the
get,
49ers,
they get
if they
Christian
get
McCaffrey back.
yeah, yeah. Well, because he went over, I know he went over to Germany like a month ago for that.
You bump into him while you're on the
Fa-
plane to France.
oh, yeah, yeah, of course, absolutely. Yeah. He went over there for that
Stem
therapy
cell.
for, yeah, stem cell, yeah, for the, not his, both Achilles, which, I mean, I don't know, we'll see what happens. I mean, I would have, what's that? 3-ish month, 2.5, 3 months give-ish take for playoffs to start. I mean, I guess it's possible, Aaron Rodgers said he was ready last year. Should had the Jets, made the playoffs or whatever. I don't know if that was just him blowing smoke out of his ass or not, but yeah, that would be my guess.
All right, here's your true value pick right here, buddy. This is for the New York Giants to win the Super Bowl plus 50,000.
Plus 50,000. All right, yeah, I'll put $1 on that. Why
Plus
not?
50,000.
Might as well flush the dollar down the toilet because I know that's not happening.
Not
I
getting.
can't believe they even have odds to calculate that.
Oh yeah. Oh, trust me, they got Patriots plus 75,000, Panthers plus 75,000,
Oh
Titans
yeah,
plus 30,000.
they would have to go on an insane run to. I mean, in theory, I guess, if they were to beat the Eagles this weekend, I get, they're still in it, but I don't see anything. I don't see anything. Sure, defensively, do I think we can compete and, especially doing it against the Bengals. Again, I know I mentioned previously that they're a banged up team and not a good team this year, but it's still Joe Burrow at the end of the day. It's not like he's a chump. I mean, he's injured. I get that. But, I mean, that defense played the way he did it out here. You have a competent quarterback. I mean, you're winning that game 9 out of 10 times, I would say.
It Daniel Jones, to me, I was watching him walk off the field. Daniel Jones looks like, you know how in a movie or in a TV show, when the dad walks into the kitchen and flips the light on and like the kitchen's trash?
Yeah.
And it's because like a raccoon or something got in and
Yeah.
he just looks like that all the time. Like he's surprised at like everything. Just like, how did we lose that game? How did I throw that pick?
Well, that, and it's like you go and you listen to his post game, especially after these brutal losses or whatever. Honestly, I feel like he basically says the same thing and after every loss. So like you could literally, like, if we were pulling cuts from a Daniel Jones press conference, you could probably just pull one after the first loss of the season, and nobody would know it was it was from the last game or whatever.
It's rough. It's hard to watch. And it's one of those things that I'm not going to be sad when he's gone, but I had a thought, and, I have thoughts as we're going through this podcast. For those of you guys who are listening, you're listening to the Shared Stadium podcast. I'm John Rad, along with my teammate, Keith Ippolito. All right, hear me out. My last trade might have been a little bit insane.
You talking about the Myles Garrett trade?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a lot.
Okay.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I would love to see Myles Garrett in a Giants uniform, but that was a lot.
Okay. Daniel Jones and Burns.
Okay.
For Matthew Stafford in the draft pick.
That's interesting.
It gives
You
us
get
Matthew Stafford
get
at 36.
yeah, you get an established veteran who's won a Super Bowl, and you can draft his replacement this year. And yeah, that's interesting. I mean, I'm gonna have to marinate it on it for a second, but I like that better than the first trade. I'll say that.
Well, and look, this is all work in
It
progress.
addresses it. Well, it addresses an immediate need.
And the reason I did the first one, I like Myles Garrett. I like defensive linemen. I like offensive linemen, but I like
Of
linemen.
course.
And I hate the fact that Myles Garrett's is kind of getting wasted up there in Cleveland, and the guy's super talented.
Oh yeah.
So now, just coming to the Giants, give him a Super Bowl ring? No, but I'd much rather see him in a Giants uniform than a Cowboys uniform.
Yeah.
I'd much rather have him on our side, have to block.
Well, and you probably have seen some of these rumors too that should Mike McCarthy, end up getting the axe, I know Bill Belichick's name has been rumored to, so supposedly him and Jerry Jones are buddy or whatever. So I mean, that could be Belichick could end up in Dallas.
Jerry Jones is never going to give up enough power to get Bill Belichick. It's the same reason why the Falcons couldn't get Bill Belichick. When Bill Belichick gets there, Bill Belichick is going to have to go somewhere that it. You know where Bill Belichick could end up?
He's gonna what?
Carolina. He gets control of everything. Yeah. A front office that won't say anything to him. It's a warm climate for him. So now he can easily hop on a quick flight, go see Nick Saban. Remember him as
Carolina or Jacksonville, I guess.
I think Jacksonville's too small for him. Because I think he's still going to look at it like, I want to go somewhere. Because with Carolina, he gets to start all over again. And isn't the quarterback that they drafted, isn't he
Bryce Young?
Wasn't he an Alabama quarterback?
Yeah, I believe he was. Yeah,
that's a Saban guy.
Yeah, that is a Saban guy. So I mean, I guess he could try and figure it out with him, or I mean, it not being his guy, he could just try and say, I don't want to. We're just gonna completely rip the Band-Aid off and start fresh or whatever. But yeah, I mean, him, being an Alabama kid, yeah, I guess he could, try. I don't want to say resurrect his career because he's still only
just got started.
He just got started or whatever, and he's in a terrible NFL team, and I'm not gonna. David Tepper I feel like he's trending to be one of the worst owners in the league, just as some of the things you read about him and the way he talks to fans and different things like that, and how he, kind of like Jerry, but at least Jerry has some Super Bowls. I know they're, from the 90s and from a long time ago, but I mean, what the hell does David Tepper know about running a football team? He's a finance guy.
The only other place that I could see where Bill Belichick could turn up, because I mean, you got to remember, the longest tenured coach is Mike Tomlin. Everybody else is relatively young.
Well, what the Steelers have only had 3 coaches basically, right?
Exactly.
In the last,
So the only other place that I could see him turn up, because every other coach has only been around 1 year, 2 years, 3 years max. If the wheels continue to fall off, Cincinnati gets rid of their coach.
Yeah, it's a possibility.
Cincinnati, and they'll give him full control. You keep Joe Burrow.
Yep.
Because he gets the young quarterback and he gets to build around that. That's the only other place, because I don't foresee teams like the Bears getting rid of Eberflus. I don't see the Bills getting rid of Sean McDermott. I don't care what happens. They're keeping Sean McDermott. Unless
I don't know why the Bills, I know it hasn't been all sunshine and rainbows, but I don't know why they would want to move on from him. That's just me.
The only other place, and this is gonna sound morbid. You saw John Harbaugh had to leave the press conference early to go check
Oh
on
yeah,
Jim.
yeah.
If the ticker is not right and Jim has to
Yeah,
retire, had a
he had
heart.
a he had a heart issue. Yeah.
If Jim has to retire, then he goes. Belichick goes out to L.A. He's with the
Yeah.
Chargers. You got Justin
Yeah,
Herbert.
yeah.
You got a
Mhm.
nice warm climate.
Warm climate. Yeah. That's a possibility. Yeah, that's a possibility. Yeah. Either way, I would not be surprised to see him. I feel like he'll definitely be coaching somewhere next year for sure.
Yeah, I don't. He's not like Saban. Saban, it's fun to watch Saban, who has a personality now.
Mhm.
Do the college game day show.
Yeah.
That's fun to watch. I'm waiting for him to give us a heartfelt "Go Dogs." But and truth be told, I can't help but to wonder. And Coach Saban, if you'd like to come on, you can reach us at
404. All right.
no.
No.
We can't make any jokes about them right now. They're getting ready to put a restraining order against us.
Oh dear. Oh really?
Yeah,
Oh really?
you're gonna be named in the indictment too. Don't worry.
Oh dear God. Yeah.
You're gonna be named.
Are we going to be in a non-compete clause too?
No, I'm not. I'm not a. Yeah, I'm already in one. So doesn't that change in Doesn't that change next month? Didn't Congress enact that? So
supposedly that's what I'm told, right?
should be safe. But
Yeah.
if you get subpoenaed, here's the thing: if somebody comes up to you, matter of fact, going forward, I'm John Radcliffe along with my co-host Keith Ipps.
Keith Ipps. That's right.
So no one can come up to you and say, "Hey, are you Keith?" Full last name.
Yep.
That way you don't have to take the subpoena.
Nope.
So we can't mess with them. We can't make jokes with
Nope.
them for a while. They're probably they're gonna be mad with us. They're not happy with us.
Oh boy.
I mean, but Coach Saban, if you'd like to come on, because I'd like to know, how does he feel while watching out? How for us, it's fun to watch Michael Strahan as he talks about the Giants, whether good or bad. We get to see that raw emotion. What does Nick Saban feel as Alabama has fallen in the polls? Does he have that raw emotion, or is he just like, I don't care, I ain't there?
I don't know. It's a good question. I don't know, man. I feel like he's the type of guy that, I feel like he's the type of guy that it would bother him. No, don't you think? You don't think so? No?
I don't know, because it's kind of like, I'm done, out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah. I mean, he's doing his TV thing, and like you already, I think he's good on TV. He's entertaining. I mean, I know a lot of Georgia fans or other SEC teams don't really like him because it's. I mean, what do you expect him to say? I mean, he's a former Alabama head. I mean, what do you expect his angle going to be, or his take's going to be?
I mean, the man, he's arguably the greatest I'll say, arguably the greatest college football coach in history.
It's not even argued. He probably is, man. If we're being honest,
For not just players, coaches that are around the college and NFL that all come from his tree, and then the litany of players, and then you add in the national championships.
Oh yeah, like you said, not even factoring in the national championships. Yeah, just the coaching tree and the player tree is insanely incredible on its own.
So I think he has the greatness. Oh boy, what happened here? I'm trying to watch the Bills Jets game.
2020, John.
I'm assuming the Yankees won, right?
Yankees won 5-2. Yeah, they
Let's
won.
go.
Yeah, Let's go. Come on. Let's go.
Let's go. We're all out of stuff to talk about, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I feel like we covered all our bases tonight, right? Right, John?
Yeah. We got to make sure while we're supporting all the New York teams, support the New York Liberty too. I'm not making them an afterthought. I promise you, I'm not. People are probably saying, "Oh, you guys you always say it at the end." Yeah, it's the New York Liberty. Like I love watching them play. I hope Sabrina and SQ and the ladies of the New York Liberty pull it out because I think it's just fun to watch.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely.
I think they set a record for attendance on the last game that they had. So I'm looking forward to game 3, as well as I'm turning over real quick. Yeah, the Rangers beat the
they won 4-1, I believe. Yeah.
Yes. So
yeah, man. Yeah.
It was
so far it's been a good sports day so far.
Been a good Monday.
Yeah, it's been a good Monday, my friend. That's right, man.
All right. So I guess we put a pretty bow on top of what, we didn't go on any sort of weird rant this week anyway.
No, we really didn't. We were pretty behaved for the most part, I feel like.
What is going on? Well, I mean, we started off calling the Jets idiots.
Well, all right. Well, maybe behave was the wrong choice of words for me, but I maybe a little more tame than usual, right, John?
Yeah, it's a little better. We were a little more tamed. We've gotten older and we've matured a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
We'd like to get some endorsements. So if you'd like to,
of course,
to sponsor this podcast,
come on,
we can help you.
Yeah, come on, send us those endorsement deals. Send us some gift cards. Send us we'll take anything.
No, I will not take gift card. I am not taking a gift card. Absolutely not. Don't dare send me a gift card. Damn.
Come on, John. No gift cards?
No.
You're out on the gift cards?
No gift card. Look, I don't mean to sound unappreciative. No gift cards. No championship rings.
Oh dear God.
No T-shirts. Well, let me take that back. I'll take some T-shirts. If you carry a 6X T-shirt, and you want me to wear it, send it to me. We'll DM us. You can find me at JohnRad450. You're at what's your
KeyFip86, man.
Send them to us. We'll wear them. But no gift cards, no championship rings.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely no gift cards. Definitely no gift cards. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Rings.
100%. I'm with you, my man. I'm with you.
Like matter of fact, I'm gonna even give a pro bono shout out.
What you got?
Georgia Hemp Company.
Oh, okay.
Shout out to Georgia Hemp Company hooking me up with the school football.
All right.
Can't really go throw it down the street though. Need people to know my business.
No, you can't. You don't want to throw that ball, or you can't.
Yeah, you want that? Mommy. Little kid down the street, mommy. Big guy down the street threw me the football, and I got the munchies.
Oh Jesus! Oh God!
No, it's a regular football. It's nothing weird with it, so nobody go calling defects on me, anything like that. Stop.
Oh.
Stop.
No defects at the Rad House.
No, don't go doing that. Stop. Don't do that. We're a good, wholesome family.
That's right. You're a church going family. Come on, John.
Even though I have a Snoop Dogg Funko Pop back there, don't worry about it. Snoop Dogg's a cultural icon. He's friends with Martha Stewart.
Hey, Snoop is a cultural icon. Before we tie a bow on this, I mean, has anybody in the last 10, 15 plus years seeing Snoop go from gangster rapper to just the star of the show at the Paris Olympics.
Not even that. Think about it. Like, and this just shows you can do anything.
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg is a known gangbanger.
Yes. Yeah. True. Very true.
And he's a star at the Paris Olympics. He's the star on a TV show that's about singing, and he doesn't sing. Go figure that out.
Hey, man. He is definitely, I guess, him and Martha Stewart are America's sweethearts right now, right, John?
And see, ironically, only one of those people is a felon. Think about that.
That's a true story. That's a very true story.
All right, we better get out of here before we go too far. We're running up to that line, and we've been doing good. So look.
Yeah, exactly.
We're going to put a bow on today's show. We thank you guys for tuning into the Shared Stadium podcast. Like, subscribe, follow wherever you get your podcast, Apple, iTunes. Leave a comment down below and do us the biggest favor that you can ever do. Tell someone about it. And then if you feel like, oh my goodness, you're an idiot, doesn't matter. If you don't like us, bite us. Until next time, peace.
Deuces.